Morning, everybody. We are currently headed into the woods. We are going to show y'all today how to make a simple survival shelter that'll keep you dry and it'll keep you off the ground. And as soon as we get up here to our spot to where we can park, we're going to walk. This is my sister's land that we're on. I have permission to be here. We're not trespassing. Never go on somebody's land if you don't know who it is and you don't have permission. Sorry, the road is kind of bumpy. We are here.
Alright, let's get out and see what we can do.
Alright, so we have found our shelter location. I've chosen this because of these trees right here in this little 4x4 area. We're going to make a platform lean-to. And I will show y'all what that is as soon as I get into it. But also the reason I chose it, if you look around, there's a lot of small trees that can be easily cut off and cut down to make a shelter with. Just like this one right behind it. And don't have to work too hard at it. And it's perfect, it'll support you. Everything we need to make a good shelter. As we go into this, we'll film it, let y'all see what we're doing. So we have our survival packs with us. I suggest everybody make a survival pack, and I'll do a little video later on what all I have in mind. But I always carry some type of rope, paracord, just anything that you can tie with in my pack. And it's for this reason. It's great for shelter building, and you just take this and you can basically tie up whatever you need. So I'm going to get back to it. Okay, so I got my first stick up, and you always want to make sure it's sturdy. It's going to hold your body weight. And for this one, I'm actually going to put a support in the middle because it is just a green sapling, but I would rather have a support in the middle and it hold me. So we're going to continue on. There's going to be another one at the back, and then we're going to cover it to make our platform. Here we go. I'm going to take this and make a support for the center. I'm going to sharpen it a little so I can get it into the ground. And in a survival situation, you've got to be really careful on what you do. You got to watch, make sure you're not going to cut yourself or anything for that matter. You do not want an infection out here. You know, an infection at home, you know, you can put a little band-aid on it and some antibiotic cream. It's all good, it'll heal. Out here, an infection can mean death. Don't really have to tie this one all that well, just something that'll hold. You can even, I'll do it a better way for y'all. You can set your axe, hatchet, whatever you have like that. Then take a rock that you find in the woods. You split it right down the center, like so. You want it past your point of what you're trying to tie up. Take it. And now you can tie it. This. Just cinch it up real tight. Whoop. Make sure your knots are good. And wrap it around. Get it up close. Cinch it tight. And you're going to want to tie it off real nice and snug. And now you have a real sturdy platform. Alright, now we're going to continue. Okay, so now we're going to put a support on this side, and then we can build our platform and our roof. Here we go. Okay, so now we've got basically our frame set up. Now we've got to build the platform part of it, which anything straight and good decent size will work for your platform. Okay, so now that I've got one of the trees cut, I'm going to go ahead and make my platform. I'll cut however many it takes to get across here. And then after we do that, we'll make our roof. As you can see, I got the platform done. Now, after I build the roof, which is my next step, after I build the roof, I will make padding on this. And it'll be comfy, won't have no holes in it, but as you can see, this thing is solid. You don't have to worry about it falling on you in the middle of the night. It's ready to go. But like I said, I'm going to get some pine needles and pine branches, and I'm going to make a nice bed in here after I make the roof. Roof is number one priority. You don't want to get wet in a survival situation. You get wet, it's really hard to dry out. Right now it's raining, as you can see. I chose to do this in the rain. I didn't eat breakfast so I could get the hunger effect in it. You know, kind of just see what it would be like to try to do this on an empty stomach. And but we're gonna get this roof up, and we'll show you what that's gonna be like after we're done. Okay, so I'm starting to get the roof done. I don't know if you can even see it in there.
It's really well camouflaged.
But I'll stand in the entrance of it here. This is the entrance. This is all my roof. We're starting to get it dried in.
I think you've done this a time or two, haven't you?
Yeah, a couple times. In these same woods, actually. So the shelter is done. And as you can see behind me, it's pretty camouflaged in. It's pretty dry. You just take it, and there's your bedding. Nice comfy bed, and you can see how dark it is. I've got this thing covered I mean covered in leaves, and that's what gives it its waterproof, and it's like natural shingles almost. And I also have a storage compartment underneath for all my gear and everything that don't need to get wet. But this will be home sweet home. I'm gonna try to build a fire pit right about where she's standing, and then if you had to, from this tree to that tree would make a great clothesline beside your fire. You gotta dry clothes sometime. But there's the shelter part. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making me a spot for a fire. Taking everything away, making me a nice round spot. And like I said before, right now it is really raining out here. So it's going to be hard to find dry tinder, but when I do, I'll get back to y'all. Okay. So now that I'm going to attempt a fire out here in these very, very, very damp conditions, I went and found an old stump that was dry inside. That's about the only way you're going to find dry tinder out here at this moment. I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it for kindling. It's really small stuff. Stuff like this I can take my featherboard off of. Get some really tiny shavings. In my little tin here, I have because you never want to rash when you're out here, but also a great way to start a fire. And I'm going to be using my magnesium and ferro rod. It ripped off my hand and put it out.
So, what did you get to burn, even though this is crazy wet?
Okay, so I finally found some birch bark, which is this.
Let me get a close-up of that.
It has oils in it. It'll actually burn phenomenally once you get it going, as you can see.
I hope you guys can hear the rain in this video because it is literally pouring. This was not an easy process. Like, finding what worked definitely was not an easy process. We've been at it for what, like 35 minutes maybe?
About 30 minutes, which is not bad considering how wet it is right here. I mean, it is just awfully wet. I mean, I could probably wring some of this wood out and get water out of it. But it looks like we've got her going pretty good now.
Definitely took patience and faith.
Oh yeah. Gotta keep it in check.
The key to survival is knowing that God will take care of you.
Yep. He will provide all your needs. And sometimes he just gives you the blessing of a dry old birch tree to get your fire going. I'm gonna let that smoke for a bit. Kind of dry everything out. It is super wet.
So, what would you recommend first and the best thing to do in a very wet condition if you wanted to build a fire?
Small stuff that dries out very quickly when you put it near a flame. And dry tinder, that's all it takes. And that's the rules you gotta follow.
And we did this with the magnesium block, but if you have a Bic lighter,
oh yeah,
bring a lighter. It's so much easier.
Yep. I just done it with this to show y'all kind of the process that it takes.
But show us that real quick, up close.
Okay, hang on just a second. It's just a magnesium and ferro rod combo. The block is magnesium. Shave it off, and it takes a spark.
And that gave us this in one of the wettest environments we've ever tried to make a fire in, I think. So today we built a shelter here, completely from stuff we found in the wild. We did have some utility rope which held it together. But, I mean, you can stay dry in there, cook your food here. We have water sources on each side and God on our side. So, I fully believe that right now, sustainability, we could sustain here for a few hours at least, or overnight, you know.
Well, I can stay
with
here
what we
for
have on our
weeks.
back. With what we have on our back right now.
Oh, I can stay here for a few days. I have food in my pack. There's all kinds of natural resources. This creek is full of crawfish and stuff like that. I could stay here pretty comfortably for a couple weeks. The Lord tells us in the Bible not to worry about what we should eat or what we should drink. If you look at the fowls of the air and the beasts of the earth, they neither sow nor do they reap, and yet their Heavenly Father takes care of them. He will do the same for us. We're out here just trying to survive. He will take care of every need. He let me get a fire going. Gave me the ability and the knowledge to build a shelter. And when the time comes when I need food, I know that He will provide. And we are living in a strange time. But if you put your faith and trust in God, you'll never go hungry. You'll never want. You will have all your needs. You may not have all you want, but you'll have what you need. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm going to be making many more like this ever so often if I get a chance. But thanks for watching, and we'll hear from you soon.